Welcome to Talking Navarra Wine in association with Wines of Navarra, and today I'm talking Garnacha, and particularly Garnachas with a little bit of age on them, well 2020, 2019, to show what can be done in the winery to use a little bit of oak to add texture and character to the variety. There's some terrific unoaked Garnachas, but there's also some interesting work being done in the winery. So we'll start with the first one, which is from the group Principe de Viana, and the wine is called Albret. And particularly, well, the brand is Albret and the wine is Loma. And they make a point of saying it comes from rough and stony soils. It has 4 months in French oak, and it comes in at 14% alcohol. So it's a 2020 with actually a much more dense colour than a straightforward young Garnacha. And on the nose, you notice the oak a little, but not too much. But you also get black fruits. You get black currants, blackberries, brambles, that kind of aroma. And the fruit is succulent. It's really juicy. You can hear it in my voice. It's succulent, juicy, bright and fresh. And yes, the oak has given a little character to the wine, but has not dominated it at all. So our second wine is it's got a very dramatic label, Unsi, and it's Unsi Terrazas, Unsi terraces. And the point is that they are recuperating old terraced vineyards. And the person who's been leading this project is somebody very well known in the area, Gonzalo Calleeta. And actually yes, you can see also the bottle itself is moulded and embossed with images too. So this one has had actually only 6 months in oak, but it has, well, you can see the selection of the grapes, and then just the short time in oak has made a really, well, obviously I've tasted this already. It's a really dense wine. So the colour is quite deep. It's a 2019. And it starts juicy and ripe and with blackberries, maybe a shade of blueberries, something of that kind, something really quite juicy. And then gradually it develops a savoury note, and there's something, could be almost saline about it, but you're very aware that there are stones around in the vineyard, and maybe even a little sandiness. And it's finishes then savoury and dry, and has a very, very nice long finish. And this one is 14.5% alcohol. So couldn't be more different from the young, juicy Garnachas also available in Navarra. One is for drinking, I don't know, straight after work with a tapa, and another one is more serious for sitting down with a serious meal. Now the third one I've got here comes from a terrific place. It comes from the Señorío de Sarría, and each time I go and visit this winery, I think I'm never going to get there, because it is an enormous estate. It's well over 1,000 hectares. It's not all vineyard by any means. There's forest and woodland as well, and it's particularly known because, and as you can possibly see the image here, it's particularly known because it was the estate was the home of St. Francis Xavier, the founder of the Jesuits. But while they refer to that in the picture, they also say on the label, yes, but they were launched in 1953 as a winery, and they point out that the Puente la Reina, which is their nearby town, is on the Camino de Santiago. Of course, anybody in the widest part, the top part of more or less, the top part of Navarra is the widest part, and the Camino runs through that. So when you're visiting, you can't help but meet pilgrims along their way with their walking sticks, their tall sticks, and the shells they've collected, and a sense of companionship as strangers meet each other. So this one it's called Vineyard number 1, Viñedo Uno, and it says it's Garnacha from old vines dated 2019, 14.5%. And I think Señorío de Sarría has been best known for its rosé wine. You will find the Rosado run very widely, but this is a red which has had 9 months in 1-year-old oak, and it has a kind of, how can I say, nutty, smoky character. It indicates that it's had some time in oak. And then it opens out to a quite savoury palate. This is not wanting to overwhelm you with sweetness. It's savoury and a little bit stony, a little bit mineral, in the nicest possible way. I think for me, mineral or stone is a complimentary word, and it has a good freshness on the finish, and that's something about Navarra. When you have this, especially towards the north, you have these cold winds which come from the Pyrenees, then it does give the wine great freshness.